Good morning, students. Today we'll go for the cash budget in the budgetary control chapter. First method, flexible budget. On that, we did some problems. Even in the flexible budget, 14 marks problem will come compulsorily. Even in the cash budget, 14 marks problem will come compulsorily. So, in this chapter itself, two 14 marks problems will come compulsory for your examination. Okay, so concentrate on this chapter. Flexible budget, one problem, and cash budget, one problem. Compulsory problems are there for examination. So flexible budget, it's all about estimation about the expenses. If units produced are increase or decrease, what may be the increase or decrease in the expenses, that we learned from the flexible budget. Here cash budget, here they're going to estimate the cash availability for a particular end of the particular period. It may be estimated for 3 months or 4 months or 5 months. So the budgeting will be done with the what are the payments the company has to make for expenses and the other thing, and what are the receivables will be there in coming months. It may be, for example, you take 3 months. In that 3 months, what are the payments has to be made, and what are the receipts should be can be received by the company. On that basis, what may be the cash balance available at the end of the estimated period, that is at the end of the third month. What may be the cash availability for the company after receiving all the receipts and after making their payments. Okay, so what are the receipts and what are the payments compulsorily? The receipts will be, say, cash sales, and if the company do some portion on the credit sale. Now in the modern market, most of the business will be done through the credit sales only. So when there is a credit sales, means the customer will buy on a credit basis. On later on later the company will allow the time period to the customer to repay the amount. Based on the time period, repay the amount. So first receipt will be cash sales, second receipt will be credits, that is when they make the credit sales, they will collect that money from the debtor. Here customer will be, credit customer will be called as a debtors for the company. So any amount received from the debtors, that is also will come as a receipt. And any dividend received, interest received, okay, anything receivable from the outsiders, all that will be considered as a receipts. When come to the payments, purchases, what are the raw material they'll purchase, for that they have to pay to the supplier. If they made a cash purchase, that amount will be counted. If in case if they made a credit purchase, so how the creditor is allowed, the supplier will allow the time period to repay the money. Here first, when the credit sales is made, company will allow the time period to the customer, that to the debtor. This difference you have to understand correctly. Okay, so the debtor means, for a company, the customer who bought the goods on a credit basis, he will be the debtor, and the company will give the time period to repay the money. When company go and receive the material, raw material from the supplier, there the company will be the debtor for the supplier. Their supplier will be called as a creditor. So the creditor also will allow some time period to the company to repay the money for whatever the goods they purchased on a credit basis. So each problem, the time period will be different. Depends upon that, we have to do the working note correctly, and we have to calculate what is the amount receivable in a particular month. Then other payments will be wages and other expenses. Okay, so first we'll go to this first problem. While doing the problem, again I'll explain. A company is expecting to have 25,000 cash in hand on 1/4/2015. So 1/4 means it is a April. From the month of April, in the month of April, beginning of the month, 25,000 is there in the hands of the company. That is the meaning. and it requires you to prepare cash budget for 3 months from April to June. That is, which are the month? April, May, June. But okay, see the table here. Months will be given from February, March, April, May, June. Even though we estimating for April, May, June, but they will give the information even prior to that month, because adjustments will be there. Time period allowed for creditors or time period allowed by the supplier customers will be totally different here, so that all the 5 months information is required to estimate for April, May, and June. Okay, we cannot ignore that February, March amounts. See the second column, sales. Sales February 70,000, 80,000, 92,000, 1 lakh, 1 lakh 20,000. That all that sales should be considered as a receipt. Purchase 40,000, 50,000, 52,000, 60,000, 55,000. All that purchase is the expenses. Cash is going out of the business, so it is a payments. Wages paying to the employees also, it is an expenses, so it is a payment. Expenses, other expenses, that is also expenses for the company, it also will come on the payments. Okay, see the other information. This information is very important. Each point you have to understand correctly. First point, period of credit allowed by supplier is 2 months. So period of credit allowed by suppliers is 2 months. That means the supplier is given the time period to the company. Second point, 25% of sales is for cash, and the period of credit allowed to customer for credit sale is 1 month. Okay, 25% of the sales is made in cash. Remaining 75% we have to understand that is done on the credit basis. So clearly understand, 25% of the sales is for cash. Out of 100, 25% cash means another 75% is credit. If they not mention also, we have to understand that correctly. The period of credit allowed to customer, that is company is giving time period to the customer to repay that for 1 month. That means February's month should be paid in the month of March. March month sales amount should be paid in the month of April. April amount should be paid in the month of May. May amount should be paid in the month of June. Like that we have to calculate. Third point, delay in payment of wages and expenses is 1 month. So it is similar to the second point. 1 month time period is given. So February's will be paid in the month of March. March will be paid in the month of April. April's will be paid in the month of May. May's will be paid in the month of June. Like that we have to calculate. Income tax rupees 25,000 to be paid in June 2017. So income tax payment is the expenses. So but here they clearly mention which month, only in the month of June. So 25,000 should be taken only in the month of June column, not in the other two columns. Okay, let's do the working note first to calculate the cash payable to the creditors on a credit purchase. Then we have to do the working note for cash receivable from the debtors on credit basis. Then we can do the statement. Here I wrote the format: calculation of cash payable to creditors. First we have to take what is the purchase. 40,000, 50,000, 50,000, 52,000, 60,000, 55,000. So cash payable to creditors, time period is given 2 months. Okay, 2 months. February month we have to pay in the month of April. See that February month we have to pay in the month of April. This amount we paying in the of April. Then March amount will be paid in the month of May, 50,000. April amount should be paid in the month of June. Should be paid in the month of June. So 40,000, 50,000, 52,000 should be taken to the cash budget. Okay, so these amounts will not be taken, only these amounts should be taken to the statement. So 40,000, that is February's purchase, should be paid in the month of April. March 1 should be paid in the month of May. April should be paid in the month of June, because 2-month time period is given. Okay. Calculation of cash receivable from debtors, that is 1 month time period is given. How many month? 1 month. First we'll take the sales. 70,000, 80,000, 92,000, 1 lakh, 1,20,000. First we'll calculate how much 25% of cash sales, that is 17,500, 20,000, 23,000, 25,000, 30,000. 75% of credit sales, that is 52,500, 60,000, 69,000, 75,000, 90,000. Here we have to write cash received from debtors, that is for 1 month. So February month will be paid in the month of March, 52,500, this amount. 60,000 should be paid in the month of April. 69,000 should be paid in the month of May. 75,000 paid in the month of June. Now we have to prepare the cash budget for the month of April, May, June. First you will take opening cash. So take opening cash balance for the month of April, 25,000. The cash opening balance always will be given for the first month where we estimating. The other months we have to get from the calculating the closing balance. So May, June, it not be available now. It will be available once we close the April month column. Okay. Now receipt, cash sales. So we already calculated how much cash sales for the month of April. Cash sales will not change time period. So what is there in the month? Same thing we have to take. 25,000, 30,000. So what we have here calculated cash sales for the April, 23,000, 25,000, 30,000 for June. Same thing we have to take. When come to the credit sales, we have to see the time period, that is 1 month. We already calculated how much will be 1 month. See the April column. April column is 60,000. So 60,000, 69,000, 75,000. Okay. Only these things will be taken. March is not required for us. Okay. So only this much receipt is there. Take this total. While taking the expense receipts, we can go horizontal. See that cash sales are taken for all the 3 months, credit sales are taken for all the 3 months. But while taking the total, that is total cash available, that is total A, only we have to close the first column, that is April column. You will get 1,08,000. 1,08,000. Don't close the take the total of the other columns because we require a opening balance. I'll show that how to get that balance. Now payments pay to creditors 40,000. Now also we can take the expenses also horizontally. So 40,000, 50,000, 52,000. That we done in the first working note. See this? We calculated here 40,000, 50,000, 52,000. Now wages 1 month time period, so we can take 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. Expenses 7,000, 7,000, 8,000. Income tax only for the June month 25,000. Now take total payments B. Total payments. Now we can take horizontally the totals only we can take horizontally 55,000, 66,000, 95,000. The closing balance available now 1,08,000 minus 55,000 will get 53,000. You'll get 53,000. This 53,000 closing balance of April month will be the opening balance for the month of May, 53,000. Now we have to take the total. Of the May's column, receipt column, 1,47,000. 1,47,000 minus 66,000. You will get the closing balance of the May, that is 81,000. This closing will come as a opening for June, 81,000. If you add this total, you will get 1,86,000. If you minus 1,86,000 and 95,000, you will get 91,000 is the closing balance available in end of the June month. Okay, like this receipts and expenses can be taken horizontally, but while closing the accounts of the each month we have to take vertically. First close the cash received available of the April, then direct from the payments you will get the closing. That closing will be taken as a opening for the next month. Same way even May, again after entering the opening we have to take the total 1,47,000 we got. That should be directed from the payment 66,000. You will get 81. Again it will go as an opening to the next month. Like that each month we have to close vertically. Okay, thank you.